Hey, welcome to Get Rich 101. I am your host, Sacred Rights, and let me explain what's happening already. What's happening already is actually I don't know how to explain it, but my my something my something isn't connecting to something, and hence what you're seeing is a very old school edition of Get Rich 101. So that's what I got. That's the countdown you heard. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. No pictures, no videos. Let's get to it. I'm going to show you some stuff on my phone. That's what I'm going to do. All right. So, welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host, Sacred Rights. I am the author of several books. The most important book is Wait a minute. Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now. And yeah, and by the way, I was trying to do let me just say this to mom. So I was trying to figure out how to add the paragraph, but it looks like it'll be simple, but it's not quite simple. So I've gotta tweak it some more. So I'm still working on it though, mom. I'm still working on it. I still got what I think is a quick fix to that. So hopefully, I will have the paragraph added. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, is I spoke out loud the kind of rules and regulations about concerning the book because I did not write it. Well, I wrote it, but I didn't write it in the time that it appears that I wrote it. And so my mom and I were talking about that, and she typed it up. And so we need people to understand that. And get this, my mom has said that there will be no changes to the script. I was like, what? Like I could change the typos. I could, fix some of the things that are visible to me now. She's like, no, let it be what it was. I was like, all right, mom. All right, mom. So yes, that's what that is. I'm trying to get that straight. So that said, let's talk about something. First, I want to show you this thing by Mark Tilbury. I'm going to show it to you on my phone because I can't show it to you vis-a-vis the usual things because I don't know, what's happening with the thing. Oh, see, and here's a here's a, a goose. I think StreamYard. I don't know what this is, but this is what it is up here. Anyway, that reminds me, I forgot to say what's up to New Thought Media Network. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and to grow. All right, so I'm going to do this this guy. I'm going to see if we can get him straight. So he's saying, "You'll never get rich. You'll never get rich." Let's see if I can get it to you.
Rich if you keep saving money. Let me explain. If you save $200 per month in a normal bank account, after a year, you'd only have $2,400. However, if you invested the same amount at a 10% annual return, you'd have $2,500. After 40 years of saving, you'd only have $96,000. However, after 40 years of investing, you'd have over $1.25 million. So stop saving for your future. Start investing in it. You'll never get rich if you keep saving money. Let me explain.
I'm gonna play it one more time.
Per month in a normal bank account, after a year, you'd only have $2,400. However, if you invested the same amount at a 10% annual return, you'd have $2,500. After 40 years of saving, you'd only have $96,000. However, after 40 years of investing, you'd have over $1.25 million. So stop saving for your future. Start investing in it. You'll never get rich.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So what I'm telling you from Mark Tilbury is he's using big numbers. He's using big numbers, which can be a little confusing. He's using $200 per month. That's going to add up fast, right? $200 a month is going to add up fast. So we need to use smaller numbers. But regardless, it doesn't matter how much money you how much money you get. It's a matter of how much you do with the money that you have. It's how much you do with the money you have. So that I can testify to this. I can testify to this because I told y'all I was working a $200,000 a year job. But I wasn't doing anything with the money. I wasn't doing anything with the money. Right, Nelson? Right, Nelson? Nelson's saying what's up to me. There he is. There he is. Anyway, so what was I saying?
You're making 200,000.
200,000. Thank you, Fee. So I was making $200,000, and I wasn't doing anything with the money. And then I started doing stuff with the money, even though I was door dashing, just pilling money. I didn't feel like I could do anything. But I started doing something with the money that was coming in from DoorDash, not from the $200,000 a year. Not from the $200,000. There's nothing. But from DoorDash, there's plenty. So what I discovered is that you can, if you take that money out, if you take that 10% out, like I'm gonna use my 10%, my hold all, my vigilant rule, that if you take the 10% out, you put it away into investment, like you will not miss it. Like I don't know how it works. But if you take the money out, the first thing you do, you won't miss it. I don't know how that works, but it works. If you take the money out, the first thing you do, you take it out and put it over here. Right? Now, what you have to do is, according to Mark Tilbury, you have to be mindful about where you put the money. Like you can't just put the money in a bank account, a savings account. It's a savings account, right? Because then it's going to just creep up. It'll save, but it's going to make very small pieces, right? But if you put it in something that's 10%, he said that very, very quickly. But if you put in something 10%, now 10% is basically the stock market. It's basically what it's talking about, the stock market, right? If you don't know how the stock market make you 10%, you ain't be paying attention. But the 10% can come to you through the stock market, right? And so what you got to do is take that 10% out, or as soon as you get your whatever your payment. And for me, I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about money coming to you from anywhere because I'm not working, right? So any piece of money that comes here, you got to take 10% out. You got to take 10% out and then do with what you will the 90%, right? And that 10% out, you move it over and you move it into an investment. Like I say, I've been using Charles Schwab because I've learned that Charles Schwab is the best. But in the beginning, I had the usual things. I had let's see, Cash App. I had what's that other one? What's it? Robinhood. Yeah, and all those things. I had all of them. But what I learned from Charles Schwab was to consolidate all of them into one. And that, quadrupled my buying power. Right? So that's what you have to do. You have to learn how to take your money, take 10% off the top, and put it into an investment vehicle where it will grow and grow and grow. So it'll grow faster. So what you heard Mark Tilbury say is that it'll grow fine. It'll grow fine over here via savings. But if you want to really grow over here, then you've got to save. You've got to put it into an investment. Now, the only thing there is difference in where you put one or the other. Here you got a savings account. Here you got a investment tool. All right. Okay. So that's it for that. And now I'm going to show you guys some. Hold on a second. B King is typing something from across the room. People won't kiss what they never have. People won't miss what they never have. If you transfer your 10% before you have a chance to spend it, that's how it works. You can't miss what you never had. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you are, if you are, if you're good enough to set your buying power off to do it, that's great. But that's usually the people who have regular money coming in. You have regular coming in, then you can have regular money going out. But for people like me who just have regular money, I mean, coming in from random streams of income, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined so that as soon as you get the money, you automatically start thinking of it as 10% less than what it was. Like if someone gives me $10, I gotta think immediately, okay, that's $9. Yeah, $10. Yeah, so I'm automatically thinking $10. $1 is gone. $1 is gone to investing. I'm dealing with $9. You gotta think about that, and then you have to do it. And you have to do it. So if you can do that, then you can win. Then you can win. Okay, so let me show you the things that I wanted to show you from the spontaneous speaking engagement I told you guys about, because that was really powerful. It was very powerful. So I want to show you some pictures of it. Fee King took it upon herself to make some videos. I have not watched them. Now I reposted them. I reposted them on social media, but I have not watched them because I feel nervous about watching them. But I'm going to try to watch them today if I can do it. Let's see if I can find one of these. Okay, here's one. All right, let's get it started. Okay, let's get this 1 minute. 1 minute. So here we go. Up. No, I didn't get the sign. Stop my windows. Okay, starting over. There must be something wrong. When I sat in the windowsill, not even in the seat, sat in the windowsill. I said, okay, let me just get myself together. And I remember this woman, she came to ask me where the bathroom was. And I told her, I said, well, go this way, go that way. And she started laughing. And I said, well, that wasn't funny. So I tried again. I tried to lean back in and tell her again where the bathroom was. And she laughed again. And I said, okay, there must be some distance, some disconnect between what I'm saying and what she's receiving. And so I decided then I need to get some air. So I stood up, I turned to my left, and then everything happened. I saw a flash of light, and I lost my balance, and I was falling straight backwards. Like, you fall forwards, but I fell backwards. I couldn't stop myself. I was just falling. Yeah, that was good. That was good. So now I've watched one. I watched one. Thank you, PK, for doing that. And yeah, I just remember, like, for sometimes more than others, I develop more of a memory. What I was describing here was the memory I felt in terms of falling backwards, because you got to know that, like Michelle Boutoir. If you all haven't seen her, she's very funny. She's a stand-up comic. but she talks about falling, right? She says she falls a lot, right? She said she's falling a lot, and she's gotten to the point where she has to talk to herself about falling. And so she hit something at the studio. She started to fall. She said, where we gonna fall? Girl, we're about to fall. Girl, you gonna fall? She having a back and forth with herself about her falling. But this is similar to what I had because I felt, like I stood up, right? I stood up and you expect to move forward. I was stood up and took a step. And then I was like, oh no. And everything happened in super slow motion. Even my memory of it happens in slow motion. I was thinking, I was like, oh, we're about to fall. We're about to fall. And I was like, am I gonna fall forward? No, 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 no. If I fall forward, I'm gonna hit my face, right? And then I was like, all right, let me fall backwards. And then and then you know when you're falling backwards, you should have so many things to brace yourself. You could grab to the left, grab to the right, you could pull yourself down, you could, bend your leg, bend your knees. But none of that was happening for me. I just a steady falling backwards, and it felt like slow motion, just like this. Just like slow. I can feel it now that I'm thinking about it. And I was just slowly, 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 and then I couldn't even turn. I couldn't even turn. Like I was moving, falling backwards, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm gonna have to hit my head." And then, thankfully, the woman who asked me where the bathroom was, I found out who that was later because I couldn't turn around and see her then. But she held me up, and she was like, What's happening?" And she helped me up, and her brother was a CPR, was a person, EMT, thank you, was an EMT, and he saw the symptoms. And so thank goodness for the quick response, because they were on me, even though I messed up the ceremony because everyone was focused on me. But I was in the hands of people that cared and people that knew what to do. Ashe, Ashe. So yeah, that was that was good. And let me see. Let me see. Where's this little video I was gonna say? Well, I can't find the video, but this is the woman, Busia, who saw me like I walked in and approached me right as soon as I walked in. I mean, as soon as I walked in, she grabbed me and talked about she gonna put me on stage to speak. And you see that she did. And and this was everybody. This was, well, not everybody, but a decent amount of people. Well, because there were lots of people who were there in addition to this. And yeah, and I got down on my knees. And and let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh, and this was later on. We moved downstairs to the basement. It's a more sense of fulfillment. We're talking about the treasure maps. I call them treasure maps, but they're vision boards. But anyway, we're building our treasure maps, and we had speakers speaking over us at the time, and they said some interesting things. And one of them, I'm trying to get her on the show. I'm trying to get everybody that appeared that day on the show, but this one in particular, man, she said that she she went through banking. Like she went, I think her degree was in banking, I think, but she learned how to do everything, and she is well taken care of herself because she knew how to do it. And and she's talking about an emergency fund and 2 more funds in addition to the emergency fund. Like, ooh, like we're talking about 10% put aside and create your emergency fund that way. That's what we're talking about with me, right? But we're talking about with her, she's talking about 10% and 10% and 10%. That's 30% now. 30% now. Now you still got 70%. You still got 70%. You still got the lion's share of what you're going to do over here. But to think about it, like, oh, that's serious. And to measure out the different ways. So anyway, I can't wait to have her on. I can't wait to have her on. And just from some of the things that she said alone, like if I had known her back in the day, I'd be set. I'd be set for life. But you can't play it backwards. You got to learn from where you are. Learn from where you are. Okay. So I think that's it, folks. I think that's it. I talked about the spontaneous speech, and I talked about Mark Milbrook. I think that's his name. And I think that's it. Anything else, B? No.
Thursday.
Hmm?
Thursday, you do speaker topics and her story. Come check you out for 10 minutes. Never mind. Just end it.
So anyway, today's Tuesday. So Wednesday we have Reverend Mel coming to talk about money, and on Thursday we're having Fee King with Fiance Files, and then on Friday we just I just feel how things are feeling for me. All right, and so I think that's it for me. A quick show again today, and I don't know what I'm gonna put as the outro, but we're gonna put something. I gotta do the same outro. I gotta do the same intro that I did for the outro. So, all right, folks. So remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. All right. Ashe. Later.